Listen to your heart, tell me who you wanna be. We can always start to believe. Listen to your heart, tell me that you understand, 'cause you are the one for me. If you just believe, 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 Listen to your heart, 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 heart. Listen to your heart, 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 heart. Listen to your heart, tell me who you wanna be. We can always start to believe. Listen to your heart, tell me that you understand, 'cause you are the one for me. Just believe, you just believe, just believe, you just believe. Listen to your heart, listen to your heart, listen to your heart, listen to your heart. Listen to your heart, tell me who you wanna be. We can always start to believe. Listen to your heart, tell me that you understand, 'cause you are the one for me. If you just believe, 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 believe. Listen to your heart, 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 heart. Listen to your heart, 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 heart. Listen to your heart, tell me who you wanna be. We can always start to believe. Listen to your heart, tell me that you understand, 'cause you are the one for me. Just believe.
Darwin Nunes. Yes, people, we're back. We're back. We decided we would check in with you. We haven't been live for a little while. We want to get back to doing lives, and we're kind of working out a schedule that works. As I'm sure a lot of you have seen, we're back doing videos on the channel. I've done a few solo ones. The love on them has been fantastic. You're all smashing the likes. You're all subscribing. You're all showing love. You're all getting your comments in. The subscribers are going up. We're getting very close to 5K now, people. It's in sight. But we do also want to keep going live. We want to keep streaming. So it's probably looking like it'll be a thing whereby we go live after the end of a game week or every Monday night, so we can review the week of football that's just happened, and we can chat to you. Like I always say to you on these lives are for you to come in and give your thoughts. We'll have a chat with you. We'll give you our thoughts. It's free flowing because there's enough shows where like it's structured. You all watch enough shows whereby, you know, this segment's for United, this segment's for Liverpool, City, etc. No, this show's for you to come in, give your thoughts. We'll give our thoughts. We'll talk about the main things that happened throughout the week, and etc. etc. It's all love. Listen, there's 13 in the building. If you haven't done so already, do smash the like button. It's free to do, and it massively helps us on our road to 5K. If you're not already, do subscribe to the channel. Like I said, on the road to 5K, we cannot wait to hit that milestone. It's a fantastic community we have built here. We're seeing more and more people come in all the time from that aren't just City fans as well. We're seeing Liverpool fans, Arsenal fans, the whole lot. And the most of you, you're all pretty cool people. So I like to see you come in and show love. Let's see who we've got in the building. Keep smashing the likes if you haven't done so already. Darsh, as always, an OG. 2 weeks ago, a Liverpool fan laughed when I said Stones is a better defender than Konate this season. Who's laughing now? On City Matters, we've got to sort out our problems before it's too late. We're going to get into title talk, people. I think title talk is the best conversation to have tonight. All of you getting your thoughts on Arsenal being 7 points clear. I'm sure Joe and Dara have thoughts. I did a video with Big Steve that came out last night. It's already on over 1,000 views, which is absolutely fantastic. Clearly, you guys enjoyed it, and I appreciate you guys smashing the likes. But Joe and Dara are going to give their thoughts. You give your thoughts. It's a sticky situation. It's not panic stations. Also check out Anfield Agenda's reaction. I've seen it, Darsh. Big up my bros, Hugh, Dara, Joe. Big up to you and Millie. Everyone remember to hitting the like button. Exactly, people. Keep smashing the likes. It's free to do. Really helps us. Alvin Bell, I think you're new here, my friend. Good to see you. And he says, hi, guys. Big up, Alvin. Yes, my first comment is gone. Now we saw it, Darsh. Coach's Corner says, hi. Ilias, Konate is still the best defender in the world. We may talk about Konate. Liverpool had a sticky one tonight, didn't they? Poor old Darwin and Liverpool and Klopp, they're going through a rough patch, you know what I mean? Listen, Luke, big one for City, need to start performing now, can't afford any more mistakes. And Dano says, we will win all 8 games. You heard it here first. The run is coming. The run is coming. We've been talking about this run, haven't we? We've been talking about this run that before the winter break or the World Cup break, that we were saying, right, any bad performances we've had before the World Cup, we can kind of understand that, we can kind of accept it on the basis that we know second half of the season, we kick into gear. We are a second half of the season team. And I want to give you a fact that I said on the video yesterday, but for those of you who maybe haven't watched the video of Big Steve yesterday, we only have 2 less points right now than we did at this stage last season. After game week 16 last season, we only had 2 more points than we do now. But we're being told to panic. We're being told Arsenal have won this league. We're being told Arsenal have the best starting 11 the Premier League has ever seen. We're being told Arteta's doing a madness. We're being told all sorts of bullshit. And listen, I've no issue with Arsenal fans believing and getting excited. But lads, let's help the people calm down a bit. Joe and Dara, listen, let's start off with Arsenal, right? They beat who's they beat? They beat Brighton 4-2. Yeah, they had plenty of chances. Brighton had chances. Arsenal are a well-oiled machine now. They're running off momentum. They're playing well. Are you afraid? How are you feeling about this whole situation? Either of you?
I was. I think it was just at the full time. I don't know if Joe did, but I started conceding, to be honest with you. I started conceding, but, you know, I've had a few days to sit here and mull it over. It's really not that bad a situation. I mean, like, it's really not that bad. You obviously pointed out it's only 2 points. It's only 2 points worse off than we were last season. We won the league last season, and even last season, I don't think we started off particularly poor. I think we fell off a little bit around this time last year, if not maybe December time when there was no World Cup. We fell off around that time, but I don't know, man. I'm not too worried anymore. I think at the time now we're all congratulating Arsenal. I don't know if that was a piss take for myself, and I still don't know. But something does have to change. You can't just sit here and say it's good enough. It's not good enough at all. I think a lot of men need to be called out. Like, I think Mahrez, again, I thought he was poor. We got the assist. He was poor. Your man, Grealish, awful. Absolutely piss poor. And I'll have none of it. De Bruyne used the whole midfield was awful. And I tell you what, right, because you'll hear more about this tonight, right? But for Bernardo Silva to drop a stinker, an absolute stinker, a reeker, and to come out afterwards and say that he's going to move on. What the fuck's that about? Come on, like, there's bigger things at play here, in my opinion. And, you know, if that's where his head's at, then I don't know, man. That doesn't really seem like, again, that doesn't seem like it should be at the front of his mind at the minute. But at the same time, this is very, very, very far from over. But something needs to change. Something needs to change massively. But I am confident this is where the run starts as well. A lot of people are saying in the chat, this is where the run starts. I do agree. This is where something's going to change, because I don't think Pep, as a little perfectionist that he is, can let this go on. I don't think he's going to let this go on, personally.
We'll get it. I have a video coming out on this channel tonight about Bernardo Silva, but we may as well touch on it at some point as well tonight. I'm sure plenty of you saw the quotes Bernardo Silva gave. Very disappointing stuff, but turn on the notification bell for this channel so you can see my full elongated thoughts on that. But listen, Joe, Dara says he's not panicking. I'm not panicking either, but I am also with him that the run has to start now. It has to start now. It has to start on Thursday in Stamford Bridge. I mean, Arsenal play Newcastle tomorrow night in the Emirates. They've turned the Emirates into a fortress, into what the Etihad used to be and was during our successful seasons, a fortress, you know? If you're going to go on and win a league championship, your home ground has to be an absolute fortress. People have to fear going there. When teams do come there, you have to take the piss out of them. You have to really, really beat teams and turn your home ground into a fortress, you know, a feared place. And your away form has to be good too. We know what it takes to win a league, and Arsenal, they're ticking all the boxes right now. Newcastle, if they could do us a favour tomorrow night, great. We have to beat Chelsea, Joe. We have to start our run on Thursday. We can't afford to slip up any further. There can't be any more of a gap than this, in my opinion.
Do you think I'm worried about Chelsea? Like, is anyone seriously worried about Chelsea? Honestly, honest to God, is anyone worried about Chelsea? Like, genuinely. They just drew with Nottingham Forest. I against Chelsea, do I care? Not really. I think that given the fact that they are truly, truly awful at the moment and haven't won a game, they beat Bournemouth. Okay, it's Bournemouth. You know, they're getting under 10k in attendance at a Premier League game. Like, come on, they've done nothing special. I don't care about Chelsea. I really don't. Same way I don't really care about what Arsenal are doing right now because, I mean, 7 points. I mean, we could take 6 off them if we just go and beat them twice. If we turn up and beat Arsenal twice, that 7 points turns to 1 point. Like, that's pressure, and I'm not really bothered. I mean, the way I look at it, Arsenal could easily go and beat Newcastle with the form they're on. I know Newcastle are great and all, but listen, if Arsenal play like they did against Brighton against Newcastle, I'd fancy Newcastle's chances because they didn't blow Brighton out the water. They managed to let Brighton hold in there for quite some time, and I think it was 3-0 at one point or 3-1, and I thought, yeah, no, that's game over. But Brighton, they managed to come back into it. They almost got it to 4-3, goal disallowed. I think Newcastle will be, licking their lips. They're a bit of a wounded animal at the moment. They also dropped points at the weekend, so they'll have a bit of a point to prove. I still expect Arsenal to at least get something, because like you said, they've turned the Emirates into a bit of a fortress, which is something that you need to do if you're going to win a league. But, these records and these sort of runs, they're there to be broken. We know all about it. They can be broken. One game and it's over. The Emirates no longer a fortress. They're no longer unbeaten. It can be done. Will it be done? I'm not expecting anything. The same way I never expected anything when we went into a title race with Liverpool. I never expected them to lose. Of course, I'd celebrate when they did, but I never expected them to drop points. I think that's the situation that I'm in with Arsenal. I'm just not expecting them to drop points, and I'm okay with it, knowing that we can easily go on a run. I'm hoping that these first couple of games are more sort of ring rust when we're getting players back at different times and they're still not fully ready to go yet, given the World Cup, and certain players just didn't go and didn't play. Some players did go and didn't play. Some players went and played and came back a little bit later. So I'm just hoping that these first couple of games are, this is as bad as it's really going to get. That game against Everton was so bad. Even the game against Leeds, we won 3-1, but it was so bad to watch. So I'm just hoping that it's more us just kicking into gear. And I think that, the thing that annoys me about Everton is it's such the opposite of what we saw against Liverpool, where there was lots of effort and a lot of running about and it was, high intensity. And then you go to the game against Everton and there's just none of that. It almost seems like they're just picking and choosing which games they kind of want to turn up for. But given the run that we have, given, it's Chelsea, United in there, Spurs a couple of times, these big games, we know we tend to turn up in these big games most of the time anyway. I know Spurs is in there and Jesus, I'm just praying at this point we can beat them because we just genuinely have to. But if I know this team, when the big games come around, they usually turn up. So I'm sort of okay with going into Chelsea as in if they can go and get, 3 points most importantly, but if they can put in a good performance to try and right the wrongs of the last couple that just haven't been great to watch, then I'm okay with it. I know we can still do it. I think, what was it? In the video with Big Steve, we came back from double digits with a game in hand against Liverpool. We came back against Chelsea last year. We came back against United all them years ago that I do not remember, but I was told about. So I'm calm. I'm not panicking. I feel like we can't really drop any more points, though. I think if we do, then it is panic stations.
I'm not at panic stations one bit, and I think this Chelsea game on Thursday, there's genuinely no better fixture. I could ask for no better fixture than Chelsea this Thursday. I think most teams would say, "Oh, give me a Bournemouth at home or something. Just get an easy win, get back on the board." No, I think we need a big fixture. We need to play against a big team. We need to play away. And just get back to ourselves, click back into gear. I think there's a few things need tweaking. I'm seeing a lot of people talk about individual players in the chat here. We'll talk about the individual players, but it's not something I'd be worried too much about just yet. I think Arsenal aren't the juggernaut that they're being painted out to be. I think they've done remarkably, absolutely fantastic football, really impressive stuff, and they're thriving off momentum. But Arsenal really haven't had any major setbacks this season, have they? They lost Gabriel Jesus, and Nketiah has come in and he's doing quite well, but I wouldn't call that a massive blow. We need to see Arsenal lose a game, or against a big team and get them humbled a little bit. I know they lost to Man United and whatnot, and they've got themselves back together since then, but I'm looking forward to the Chelsea game. You can see the fixtures up beside us now. We've got Chelsea, Southampton, United, Spurs. It doesn't really get much harder than that for us right now. Like it's a tough run of fixtures, but I still think we can go on and run. I think we beat Chelsea this Thursday. We'll go on to win the rest. I think the only thing stopping us from winning this title is ourselves. And I know that might sound crazy to say because, as it stands, if Arsenal win all their games, they win the Premier League. There's 22 games to go. There's 22, over half a season to go. And people are talking like that this league is just written off and Arsenal can't be stopped. People, let's pull it back for a second. We've been 11 points behind Liverpool, like Joe said, and we went on to win it. We've been 14 points ahead of Liverpool and almost blown it. They brought it back to a point or two at one point and went on to win it. We've been 8 points behind Man United with 6 games to go and went on to win it. Football is a crazy game. A lot of you Big Six viewers will know the line. Football is a humbler. Football is a humbler. It does humble you. Just when you think everything is sweet and rosy, you get humbled. You get a big smack in the face. You get egg in your face. And you realize that everything isn't as sweet or it isn't as easy and straightforward as you might like it to be or you might have originally believed it to be. I'm not panicking. I would say if it went to 10, 12 points, I'd be kind of going, right, now it's getting very sticky and you're starting to question whether it can be done. But at 7 points, with 2 fixtures against Arsenal to go, they've to play Newcastle tomorrow. They've a North London derby on the horizon. Now, don't get me wrong, people. Tottenham stank. Tottenham honk. But North London derby, form goes out the window. You know this, people. You know this. Arsenal were meant to beat Tottenham. They were meant to beat them at the end of last season to go on and get top 4. And they got spanked at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Do you remember that? What was it, 3-0? Own goal? Was it from... Oh, no, Rob Holding got it. Was it Rob holding up the red card, that fixture?
Yeah, they got bitched.
Yeah, they got bitched up. They got slapped up. They were meant to walk into top 4 last year. They were on track to do it. Arsenal have bottled before. They bottled before. We've nearly bottled and then not bottled. We've hunted down. We've no problem hunting. Let's calm it down, people. Let's calm it down. I'll see what the chat are saying. 22 games is crazy, says David Flores. Exactly, man. 22 games, lads. Come on. There's a long way to go. Don't give up on us just yet. Don't give up on us just yet. Unknown says, this is blind optimism, Hugh. Seriously, we're not the same team, not the same players. Some older, some completely different. I hear that. But what I'm saying is, I hear that. Our DNA, the core of this team, knows how to do this. It's in our DNA, and it's in their DNA to fuck it up. They've been in a title race, or you could call it a title race. The year Leicester won and Arsenal were in the mixer that year. They ended up falling off. They should have walked into top 4 last year. They fucked it up. Great start this year. I can't take it away from them. Great start this year. But we've been here. We've done this. Arsenal also have the small matter of those little Thursday nights, don't they? They've got those little old Thursday nights to worry about. Thursday, Sunday. Can they do that? How do they fare with that? Their main objective at the start of this season was to get Champions League football. Arsenal could win the Europa League. They could win that. Gateway to their main objective, win the Europa League. Give us back our Premier League. Listen, big up Matisse in the building. Handle your business. Matisse, I've got a lot of City fans in the chat here who are feeling a bit under the weather, a bit down about the situation. I'm telling them, let's calm it down. Who's the gremlin? That's Matisse, man. He's the king of the gremlins. I'm telling you, people, let's calm it down a little bit. Let's calm it down. Long, long way to go. I mean, Joe, any thoughts on anything I just said? I'm trying to shed some optimism on the people here.
You can't panic. You can't panic in this situation. I mean, I think the thing that kind of catches most people off guard really at the moment is the fact that it is only 16 games in. Normally come January, we're already into game 22, 23, something like that. Because of this World Cup, we're so many games behind than what we should be that everyone kind of thinks, oh, we're 7 points behind in January, it's over. But genuinely, like, a normal season, 16 games in, you're still in like November or December. Like, it's still relatively early on. So you can't panic. Arsenal still have those tough games. So do we, but we know we can win them. With Arsenal, they've proven so far that they can win them. But again, if their boat is rocked, which it has been a couple of times, obviously they lost to United, they drew with Southampton, they've lost Gabriel Jesus to injury, they've had those things that they've overcome. But at the same time, you know, football, a lot can change, and a lot can change very quickly. We were thrown off at one point. Remember Dortmund in the Champions League, Haaland going off injured at half-time. No one expected he'd be out for practically up until the World Cup. No one expected that. That kind of threw us off a little bit. And we struggled at first, but we got over it. I think Arsenal, one loss, I'll be interested to see how they react again, because, you know, the squad is wearing a little bit thin. They don't have all the depth. I think the main thing that I'm concerned about with Arsenal is not where they are and how far ahead in the table they are. It's what they do in January. I think if they sign a couple of players, if they get Mudryk in, if they, maybe get another midfielder in, maybe you can start to have that conversation of their squad doesn't look, as depleted. They've got covered. They've got good backup. And then you're starting to, you start to worry a little bit. But as it stands right now with Arsenal not having done any business and them still having tough games to go, it's not over. It's not over. I was a little bit reactionary and I did kind of half congratulate Arsenal, but I kind of came to my senses at the end of the day, really, and just went, it's only 16 games. I forgot it was only 16 games. We can still do this. It's not over.
Just to be clear, see, when he started his monologue there, I went onto his Twitter. I was going to pull up the congratulations tweet just to see that he's deleted it.
Fuck Joe,
you.
man.
Fuck
You
you.
didn't do that, man. You didn't do that. You didn't do that.
Listen, listen, that was straight after Arsenal went 1-0 up after 2 minutes. I'm like, this could be a hammering. And Brighton weren't that bad. No, Brighton weren't that bad. Brighton weren't that bad. It's restored the faith in me that Newcastle can go and do something.
But I want to go back to Murray. See, when you said Chelsea is an ideal game.
Yeah.
I do actually agree with you. It's just the reason why I wasn't looking at the camera, I was looking for the stats. I was looking for the stats on Chelsea, right? So here we go. Chelsea have won 4 out of 7 games at home, drawn 2 and lost 1. That is shambolic. That is shambolic for a team that have spent about 300 million on defenders in the last 2 years.
Mate, I've told Matisse is in the chat right now and he's showing a little big up Matisse, but I've told this guy so many times. We don't need to have that conversation on Chelsea. He knows the mess they're in. But listen, I want to keep it on Arsenal because they are the problem right now. Arsenal, you are the problem. You are the obstacle in our way. And listen, we're talking about Arsenal passing tests. Yeah, they've played a lot of the big dogs. They lost to Man United. They overcame that. They lost Jesus. They seem to be overcoming that. There's one major problem that they haven't encountered yet. They've somehow swerved it to this point. And that's us, the real big dogs. Lil bro has to play big bro. Arteta has to play Pep. He hasn't done it yet. We haven't seen how that's gone down. We play them away first. We go to the Emirates. We show them a humbling. All of a sudden, the wheels can fall off. All of a sudden, when they're looking down the table at us right now, 7 points clear, saying, haha, Manchester City aren't that beast that we thought they would be. They're not causing us the problems we thought they would. We go them and say, nah, we're still here. We're still here, little bro. It's not done yet. They'll freak. They'll spook. I'm telling you. If we can stay within 7 points of them or less by the time that game comes around, that game is going to be a switch flipper. A switch flipper. The wheels will start to fall off. I'm really not worried about this. I'm really not worried about this right now. I'm not saying we won't get to a point of worry or panic, but we've done worse. Matisse says in the chat as well, you guys have come back from worse. We have come back from worse. We've made mistakes before in the past. Like I said, 14 points clear Liverpool, and we fucked that up. It got down to a point or two, and we came back from it. I mean, what are the chat saying? The way we are playing, they're going to humble us, mate. Pep gets these things right, people. You have to have more faith in Pep. He's not that guy, Pep. He's not Jurgen Klopp. Pep is not Jurgen Klopp. He doesn't build a great team and then it just falls off dramatically. I mean, we'll talk on Liverpool. We'll get on to Liverpool. This team was on for a quadruple a few months ago and now they're getting spanked by the bees. I know we lost them too, but tonight was embarrassing. We're still in a title race. They're fighting for top 4 with people like Chelsea. We'll get on to Liverpool. Pep's not Klopp. Pep knows how to fix these things. Pep's got a brain. Pep's done his GCSEs. Pep knows how to problem solve. He knows the maths. He knows the algebra. He knows the solution to the equation. And I trust Pep will get it right. Now, some things that Pep has to fix for this to go right, I'm going to offer my advice. I'm not a qualified coach. I'm not a qualified manager. But my advice is take Mahrez out of the team, man. Take Mahrez out of the team. Not Jack Grealish. And let's have this debate. Jack Grealish is not the problem. I know I can already feel people typing in the comments like, the idiot Jack Grealish, stop defending Jack Grealish. He is not the problem. Jack Grealish is not. When we beat Manchester United 6-3, people, who was the front three? Who was the front three that the Butcher was meant to chop down? The Champions League Varane was meant to chop down. Grealish, Haaland, Foden. The front three I've been saying is the best all season. That was the front three that day. When was the last time we saw that front three? That day. When was that game? October? November? And we haven't seen it since. Why? Why is this guy Mahrez finding his way into the team when he doesn't add the same amount? Jack Grealish is doubled and tripled up on every single time he's on the pitch. He does such unrewarding work. Everything he does, everyone criticizes and says it's not good enough. He's not scoring goals. Why? He can't do fuck all. He's doubled and tripled up on. What does that mean, though? It means there's more space over there on the other wing because there's less players over there. And what does Mahrez do? He cuts in. He cuts in. That's what Grealish does too. How's that going to work? But when it was a Grealish and Foden wing partnership, Foden's far more dynamic. He offers more. He'll take the player on. He'll dribble. He'll cross it in. He's more variety to his game, and that suits Haaland too. Where people are complaining that Haaland's taking away from our overall flow of the team. No, it's because the service that Haaland is getting is so unbelievably predictable. Because both our wingers do the same thing. It's easy to watch football and look at stats and say Grealish isn't offering enough and he's the problem. He's not. Put Foden and Mahrez on the wings and we'll still have an issue. Who becomes the problem then? Is it because he's £100 million? I just want a little bit more understanding, a little bit more leeway. And when people like Kevin De Bruyne have stinkers like he did against Everton, I'll call him out too, absolute stinker. That makes Grealish look poor too. Kevin De Bruyne is meant to pull the strings. He's meant to feed the wingers. Good passes, good balls. Grealish shouldn't have to drop deep every single time he wants a ball. De Bruyne should be able to play that world-class ball that we know he can on a consistent basis. When he can't, what? Grealish has to come back, get the ball. There's 3 men on him. Where the fuck's he meant to go? I think it's too easy to jump on the back of individual players. I would say that Mahrez doesn't offer enough. Foden is nasty at right wing, says David Flores. Foden is nasty at right wing because Foden is a more dynamic, versatile, more variety to his game. He's able to do more. He's able to offer more. That's why Haaland had the majority of his goals when Grealish and Foden run the pitch. You need good service. You want your big man up top to bang. You need good service. The midfielders have to be held accountable. The defense isn't good enough. There is problems in the team, but I said it. Pep knows the maths. He knows the algebra. He knows how to fix this. Pep is smarter than you and I, and probably most of you in the chat too when it comes to football because he has the medals to back it up. He'll get this right. Now, I assume both of you at the same time are going to shoot me down for defending Jack Grealish, but I think I made a good case.
Can I go first?
No, I want to hear Joe first because he's been the most loud about it.
No, he can go first. I'm processing. I'm processing the amount of bullshit I've just heard. Just carry on.
The fact that Joe's processing and hasn't immediately jumped down my throat means I'm getting some
bullshit. I'm gonna give you a somewhat measured response in the sense of I don't think Grealish is the problem, but he's part of a problem. He's part of a problem, and you can't overlook it. You cannot overlook it. Me personally, I want Alvarez in that team. You saw what he was doing for Argentina. I want Alvarez in that team. Everyone's saying give Grealish time. Man, he's had a year and a half now. I know he wasn't in and out last year, but like this year, man, he's been there for the majority of it. And he hasn't wowed me just yet. Like he still hasn't wowed me. And I'm getting to the point of frustration now where I'm turning around saying I don't want them to start a lot of the games. But if you come to me and say, which one of the two are you dropping? And the other one has to play, I'm taking Grealish. I'll say that for you. I'll say that. I say he plays over Mahrez. But in fairness, I haven't liked Mahrez in about 2 years. I think I've made that fairly vocal. I think he slows us down. Grealish slows us down as well. But Mahrez, when you have someone who is overall, in my opinion, better, I think Mahrez suits the system and we don't have a striker. When Grealish is better at feeding the ball to a striker, he should be in that team. But to counter that, to balance that, you need someone like a Foden or an Alvarez on the right who's going to be more direct, going to get into the box. That's my opinion. I think he is part of a problem. He is part of a problem you cannot ignore, right? It's blatantly obvious. He is. Do I think he'll eventually gel? Yes, if the right circumstances hit. But same time, paid £100 million for him. He shouldn't be a circumstantial player. He should be able to go in and make a difference. I'm sorry, he's not making that difference. I know he's getting doubled and tripled. I know he is. I can understand that. I really do understand that. He presents a danger. That's why people are doubling and tripling. He has to be better. You can't turn around and genuinely say that he doesn't have to be better. He's doing nothing. I don't care who's on the other side. He's doing nothing.
I don't think he was actually as bad as some people think he was against Everton. I think he took on Nathan Patterson a few times. Nathan Patterson is a lucky boy not to have been sent off. But something that Tyrone Douglas says in the chat here is correct. He's not actually a winger, is he? Grealish isn't the winger. He's been forced into playing on the wing. And what is Grealish's best attribute? If you're going to give him credit for anything, his best attribute is ball retention. What is a midfielder's primary function? To retain the ball and keep it moving. Put Grealish into midfield and give him a go. But if he's going to play on the wing, put Foden on the other wing. Listen, I just want to say, while the numbers are high, there's about 65 of you in the building. Big love to all of you for coming in and getting your thoughts. I'm reading them as they're coming in. Plenty of you giving your thoughts. I'd love to see that. Just smash the like button if you would. Please smash the like button. Massively, massively helps the channel. And do subscribe to the channel if you're new. We're on the road to 5K. Show some love, people. Big love to all of you. Joe, I can feel you. I can feel you cooking something up. I can feel you cooking something up. Go for it.
You know what? I really don't want to. I didn't plan on raising my blood pressure. I thought I was past it. I thought I could move this Everton game behind me. I really don't want to do it. But my God, the last couple of, I don't care about his 2 assists at least. The last couple of games, different level of shit. I am sorry. He had, if we just roll back to Leeds, he had 4 good opportunities, a couple of sitters against Leeds to score. I would have expected a Premier League footballer to come out with minimum 1 goal. I would have wanted 2, but I would have taken 1, knowing he's not an output player. I would have taken 1. Yes, he broke even at the end because of the 2 assists, but he missed 4 chances. He should be coming out with at least a goal. Everton, we move on. See the same partnership. What does he do? Nothing. I see nothing. I genuinely I don't see anything that he did good. I don't know why he was on the pitch for as long as he was. I mean, that falls down to Pep at the end of the day. You can see it's not working. He should have changed it earlier, not the 86th minute. But that's a different conversation. We're on about Grealish. He's into his 2nd year. He's halfway into his 2nd year of his City career, where we all, anyone who knows anything about the transfers that we make and the style of football we play, it takes a year. So we disregard last year. We move it to the side, pretend it didn't happen. We move on. This is his first real season. We're halfway in, and he hasn't done anything, really.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
What is he doing? What? You can
find well.
Name me. No. Name me something he's done apart from 7 out of fucking 10s every week. Name me something he's done. We didn't pay £100 million. We didn't.
7 out of 10s every week. When Zinchenko was dropping 7 out of 10s every week.
He's a defender. He was a defender. No, he was a defender who cost £1 million. This is our record transfer, our record signing, who we prioritised signing him over signing a position that we probably needed more, which is number 9, but we went without, because, we can do without. We'd rather have Grealish. We prioritised him. He's our club record transfer. And every week we're sitting here going, 7 out of 10, that'll do. 7 out of 10, be consistent, that'll do. I mean, it's not on. You talk about him or Mahrez long term, it's going to be Grealish, of course, but right now, I'm not sure. I'm genuinely not sure, because you can say Grealish is being double and triple teamed. Mahrez was being double teamed at the start of the season. Everyone was getting on his back, and everyone was saying, "Oh, get him out of the team. He's shit. He's being double teamed. He's not really producing." Everyone's getting on his back. Jack Grealish, the same thing. He's been double and triple teamed. He's not producing. Oh, give him time. He's got this gravity. He holds onto the ball well. Mahrez went through the same things, but actually came out with goal involvement. Grealish is doing that, but coming out with sweet fuck all. I don't understand how he can keep playing when you've got Alvarez on the bench. He has to play. Foden is on the bench. He has to play over Grealish. Grealish has to hold the bench. It's as simple as that. He has to hold the bench right now. He's not playing well at all. I don't care who you put on the other side. You could put me on the right wing. He's a Premier League footballer. He shouldn't be dropping 5 out of 10 against Everton at home.
I can't believe some of it. I can't believe some of it. First of all, he didn't choose to be £100 million. If Jack Grealish cost £30 million,
I don't care what he chose to be.
Hang on.
He could have chose. No, he could have. No. He could have chose not to be a footballer.
Listen, I'd let you speak. I could have crossed you a few times. I'd let you speak. Jack Grealish didn't choose to be £100 million. If Jack Grealish cost us £30 million, we'd be sitting here defending him. We would, because we'd be saying he didn't cost that much. He's someone to work on. He's someone to defend, and he's one for the future kind of thing. No, he didn't choose to be £100 million. He's a midfielder. He's not a left winger. He's got Mahrez over the far side. There is circumstance to that. And also, the massive factor is you two were both defending him at one point when he was playing well at the start of the season. Is it a short-term memory thing? He was playing very well in the first half. Hang on. He was playing very, very well at the start of the season when it was Grealish, Haaland, Foden, Wolves, Chelsea, United. And then Pep, for some reason, chose not to pick him for 2 or 3 massive games. That's going to damage his confidence. How does he feel after that? I do get the sentiment of what you're saying. I'm not completely blind to the fact that he does need to contribute more, but I don't think it's a case of he's a dud footballer and he's finished and he has to hold bench. There's ways you can tweak this to work to his strengths. We don't work to Jack Grealish's strengths. Jack Grealish is not a player right now at Manchester City who can just control the whole pitch on his own from the left wing. When De Bruyne stinks, there's a high possibility the front three are going to stink too. When one of the wingers stinks, i.e. Riyad Mahrez, Jack Grealish isn't going to look great. There's circumstance to this. We can't just be so reactionary after two performances in Leeds and Everton, and just disregard what we saw at the start of the season. I saw enough at the start of the season to still believe the best front three is Grealish, Haaland, Foden, and I'll take that with me.
You can take that with you all you want. We're not building a team around Grealish. If he doesn't fit in this team, he can hold the bench. We're not building it around him. He wasn't bought to be the main focal point in this team. If he can't fit, if he doesn't fit, he doesn't fit. That's on him. That's on him to find a way to fit into this team. That's on him to find a way to play well. Because we're not going to build around him like he was at Villa, where he was the central piece, where he gets pieces put around him to make him play well and, raise his level. We're not like that. That's not what we do. Yes, he should be moved into a deeper position because that's where he's better. Is he, that's on Pep to move him there, but he still shouldn't be a complete, just nothing on the left wing. He shouldn't just be nothing. Again, I don't care if you put Mahrez on the other wing. I don't think it really complements each other. It doesn't complement each other because they both do the same thing. But at least Mahrez is contributing. Grealish isn't contributing. They're not playing well together, but at least one of them is actually coming up with contributions. If you're saying that wing partnership doesn't work, but when Foden isn't in the team, we don't really have another option to go in a wide area unless you put Bernardo Silva out there. They're going to have to learn to work together. Even if they don't play well, they're going to have to learn how to contribute. Mahrez comes in, he gets an assist. He doesn't play well against Everton. He gets an assist. Grealish. Oh, well, he almost got someone yellow carded. He ran at him a couple of times. He used his left foot, which is the bare minimum I expect from a Premier League footballer.
Rebel.
Sorry, I'm just laughing at all the Arsenal fans. Are just getting a lot of "we are the Arsenal, be scared." Hugh was very scared.
Do I look scared? Do I look scared for one bit? I put out a video last night with Big Steve, and both of us said neither of us are scared. We're not scared. We're in this title race. We know how to win these titles. We know how to do this. I'm not scared. I will say big up Arsenal, playing great and all that, but we'll see you very soon. We will see you very, very. Your time is coming. Your time is coming very soon. We'll have a date together, and we'll see who comes out on top. Mahrez thinks Grealish is way better, says Dennis. Listen, Dennis is talking facts now, man. Listen, people, I want to make.
The both ass.
They're both. I don't know about ass. I want to make it clear. I do get what people are saying. I'm not just blindly defending Jack Grealish. I do agree that performances haven't been good enough of recent, but I really want to stress that we can't just disregard what we saw at the start of the season. He has not been given the starts and game time he deserves based on performance that we've seen. He simply hasn't. I think all of us are in agreement that Jack Grealish had to start that Liverpool game. He had to. And I think all of us are in agreement that on the form he was on at that period, he had a stormer against Wolves, and he played great the week before that too. And the form he was on at that point, he was all set to absolutely cook James Milner. And Pep chose not to. It was a Pep problem. It was a Pep problem. We need pacey wingers, let's be real. I think we do need more pacey wingers. I think we do need more options. I really want to see Jack Grealish be taken off the wing and put into midfield. I mean, if Bernardo goes, do we put Grealish into midfield? I think that's an option. We've just bought this Maximo Perrone guy. Do we need to go out and get Bellingham? I don't think we need to. I'd like to. Grealish is a great midfield option. I don't know. Do we want to talk? Is there anything more on Grealish anybody wants to say, or do you want to talk about Bernardo?
I think I could go on and on about Jack Grealish, to be honest.
Go on and on about it.
The thing is, there's a lot of new people in this chat here right now. Joe and Dara are two of the most negative haters. Like when they really decide to hate on a player, they really, really hate. Like a lot of you will not have been around for the Kevin De Bruyne period. The period where these two decided they did not like...
He got it rightly.
The period that they decided they did not like Kevin De Bruyne, they hated Kevin De Bruyne.
It was right. We were right at that time, right? Right.
Am I
Whatever
right
about that.
again right now?
We are right again. Just to be clear, we didn't have anyone backing us at the time. We have half the chat backing us here, yeah. So this is not just blind. I'm gonna turn
Big up the
around.
chat.
Yeah. Big up chat. Big up to 75 people currently in there. That's mad.
Smash
75
the likes, people. Smash the likes.
They've just seen us. Right. I've just seen a Grealish is a dead footballer. I am not going to go that far. I'm not silly. I'm really, really not stupid and turn around and say he's ass. I'm not. I was joking when I said it. Grealish is a good footballer. I agree he could offer a lot more in midfield. I think he could offer a lot more in midfield, but he's not playing there. I think Dennis said the last time he's played consistently in the midfield was in the Championship. You can't just, like, when he was off the left for Villa, I know it's Villa, but he looked really good. I do think there's a future. There is a future for him, for sure. I know I'm lagging. I'm probably lagging a bit now. I'm thinking you look like you're lagging out the fuck. Yeah.
Right, listen. I get what you're saying. The thing is, when he was out Villa, he had a free roaming role at Villa. He wasn't. He was deployed off the left, but he kind of went wherever the hell he wanted because absolutely everything went through Jack Grealish. But listen, I want to park the Grealish thing there because someone says in the chat, we all see football differently. You know, people, that I love Jack Grealish and I'll defend him, but I also have made it clear I'm not just blindly defending him, and it's not a case of he can do no wrong. Things have to improve, and Joe is right. He has to find a way to sort things out. But I'm saying bear with him, give him more. It's not even to give him more time. It's give him the opportunity to work to his strength. Give him the opportunity to work to his strength, which is something Pep is not doing. I don't like criticizing Pep, but Pep needs to change things if he wants the best out of Jack Grealish. It's simple as that. Foden in midfield, the Grealish cope is too much. Listen, big up the chat. Even though you're rival fans and you're roasting me and roasting Grealish, big up to all of you. I appreciate the love. Just do me the favor if you would. It's free to do, and just smash the like button. And if you're new to the channel, please do subscribe. We're on the road to 5K. I think we need to have a Bernardo conversation. I think we need to have a Bernardo Silva conversation. I have a short video coming out tonight about Bernardo Silva, but we may as well have an elongated conversation with you guys. I don't know how many of you in the chat have seen the quotes about Bernardo Silva today. He is once again acting up. And like, I love Bernardo Silva. I always will love Bernardo Silva. You can see on a weekly basis how much the City fans love Bernardo Silva, but this can't go on. I have the quote here in front of me, I believe, or do I? I did have it up. It's something along the lines of, hang on, I'll get it up. The Bernardo Silva quote. Get in your thoughts, people, on Bernardo Silva. Here we go. Here it is. Bernardo Silva. I don't know who he gave his interview to. He says, I don't know how long I'll be fine. I'm 28, 29 this summer. 2 more years on my Man City contract. My contract would end at 31. I won't hide that my goal in recent years, if something good happens elsewhere, would probably be to move to a new project. Now, listen, let's dissect this a little bit, because I have no problem with a player expressing interest to leave. I don't. I have no issue with that. If he had done this after the Villa game last May, I'd say, you know what? Okay, he's trying to get his move. Fair enough. If he did this after the Brentford game at the end of this season, I'd say once again he's trying to get his move. Fair enough. But to do it mid-season, to do it while we're in the trenches, while we're 7 points off the mark, it's not helping anybody. It's not helping anybody. You're not going to get your move in January. You're still in a title race. It's not the time to drop those comments. I get he's wanted to leave, but it's not the time to do it. And this is getting tedious now. I love Bernardo Silva. I want to stress that, people. I do. But it's getting boring. This has gone on for the best part of 2 years. Once every 4, 5, 6 months, he decides to drop these comments. What are our thoughts? The chat's getting their thoughts in, and I'll read out some of them now in a second. But may as well start with you, Joe, and then Darry, you can talk too.
I don't care what he has to say. My thoughts remain the same. If you want out, it's up to you. Like, he's wanted out for the best part of 2 years, and he hasn't found anyone who wants to cough up the cash. That's not our fault. That's not our problem. That's on you, big fella. You want to leave? Fine. We haven't stopped you. No one's come in with a sensible offer. That's up for you to find your next buyer. That's up for you to find your next club. I think that he is a player that we just simply, for what he offers, can't afford to get rid of him, because no one does the job that he does. He's a player that you have to keep. He's a player that, come the big games, he puts in the effort always. I still think that anyway. There might be a few eyebrows raised, but I still think that, man. I'd keep him at all costs. But again, if he wants to go, so be it. I don't care. That's his decision. But that's also up to him to find a way out of the club. We're not just going to go, you know what, you want out, we'll go talk around, see if we can find someone to take you. City don't care enough for that. They will just let you run down your contract if that's the case. Because again, they don't care. They're like, if you want to leave, if you're unhappy, if you want to go back to Benfica, if you want to go off to sunny Spain, if you want wherever you want to go, you can go. But that's up to you to find out what to do. So I don't care about the quad. I really don't. The timing's poor, whatever. It's the start of the January transfer window. Maybe he's trying his last-ditch effort to get out right now. But I don't care. I really don't care. And if people want to drop him, fine. He was shit against Everton anyway, so I'm not really bothered whether he stays in the team or doesn't.
Listen, there's 85 people in the building. This is some of the highest numbers we've had in the building for a long time. Let's see, can we get it up to 100 people in here? That will be crazy. So smash the likes if you haven't done so already, and do subscribe to the channel if you're new. I get what you're saying, Joe, and Bernardo's not going to leave in January. There's not a hope in hell at Manchester City sell Bernardo Silva in January. Not while we need him badly. He did drop a stinker against Everton. He was stinky against Everton. I think some of his performances this season haven't actually been the Bernardo Silva level. A few great ones in there, but they haven't always been as consistent. They're not going to sell him in January, which is why my issue is why he was the timing of those comments. You're not getting your move in January. You'll get it in the summer. You've got 2 years left in your contract. The fee will decrease massively from what we wanted last summer. You'll get it. So why drop those comments now when we all know it already? We all know you wanted to leave already. The club know you want to leave already. We know you want to leave already. So just finish out this season in harmony. I'm with you as well that I would love him to stay. I would love him to stay at all costs. But I'm sorry, people. Bernardo Silva is not bigger than the club. He's not more important than the club. The peace and harmony in the dressing room is far more important to me than holding on to a player who doesn't want to be there. We need every single player in that dressing room to want to be part of our project, to want to be part of our team, and not be thinking elsewhere. His mind can't be in Portugal. His mind can't be in PSG or Barcelona or wherever the fuck he wants to go. We need players who want to be here right now and aren't thinking about other things. So if that's the way he's thinking, he has to go. And he has to go in the summer. I think he will find a suitor in the summer because, like I said, his fee will decrease because of the 2-year thing. But the timing has pissed me off. I think, Rebel, you're probably closer to being on my wavelength in that sense. The timing it's appalling.
I'm completely on your wavelength, bro, to be honest with you. I think Unknown has actually had a really good comment. Now I've lost it, but I know he said it. The way that the fans scream that man's name week in, week out, just for them to turn around and be like that, it's disappointing. You know, it's disappointing looking at it from a fan's perspective, but I understand he wants to move, you know what I mean? How long have we been doing this now? About 2 years?
Yeah, about 2 years in January.
And since 2 years in January, and since the start of that, we've known that he wanted to leave. Like, he's made it public, he wants to leave. We've known all the way through that. But, like you said, doing it after the Brentford game or doing it after the Villa game is a completely different thing to doing it when you're 7 points behind in a title race, when things aren't going their way and you've just dropped a corker of a performance, right? I'm not happy with it at all. I don't think I do think he should be dropped for a couple of games because of it. I think Gundogan's fine dropping into that role, but I understand that he wants to move. We're not turning around and saying he's a knobhead for wanting to move. Not at all. Not at all. It's the principle of he shouldn't be bringing these comments out now. That should be it. He shouldn't be bringing out these comments now, and it is annoying as someone who has sat back and supported him since he got here. I think a lot of us have. Since he's got here, everyone has been a huge supporter of him. And now he's doing this. I don't think it's on. Personally, I don't think it's on. But I don't know. I didn't want to wake up to it. I didn't want to wake up to these type of comments from him.
Everyone's overreacting.
He has to hold bench. He has to hold bench on Thursday. I think Gundogan has to start the game on Thursday. Bernardo Silva cannot start against Chelsea on Thursday. I think Pep and the board will have conversations with Bernardo and they'll come to an agreement whereby, listen, we finish out the season, we forget about this whole transfer thing, and we'll reopen that tin of worms when the season ends because, sorry, but us winning the Premier League and challenging for the Champions League is far more important than Bernardo not being happy right now. It just is far more important. He's contracted with Manchester City. He has to behave professionally. And whatever you think about him dropping those comments today or yesterday, it was not professional. It was not the right thing to do. And I think most people will agree with me on that one. But we've been here, we've done this dance, people. We've done this dance with Bernardo Silva twice now. Twice. Myself and Revel were in the airport after we beat Arsenal 5-0 at the start of last season. We thought Bernardo was leaving. We met Bernardo in the airport. Revel shed a few tears. We thought he was leaving, basically.
Bernardo? We should probably know that a bit more.
We met Bernardo. We met Bernardo in the airport. We thought he was leaving. He didn't leave. And we go, okay, great. Bernardo's staying. Thank God. That's that problem out of the way. Next summer comes along. Next summer comes along, the summer just gone, and we think he's leaving, and he stays. And I was at the Bournemouth game, the first home game of the season, and the whole stadium spent 10 minutes when he came on the pitch singing Bernardo, showing love, like, yes, you're staying. We were buzzing to have you here. And now he's doing this again. He's opened up this tin of worms again. Like, Bernardo, I love you so much, but you're killing me here, man. You're really killing me here. And unfortunately, I think the solution short term is you got a whole bench. Joe.
No, he doesn't have the whole bench. Not for me. I might be on my own on this one. I think everyone's overreacting to this whole situation. Is it a bad time? Probably. But then again, there's been a lot of noise recently over, oh, well, maybe he wants to stay. Maybe he wants to sign a new contract. There's been a lot of noise about him staying or maybe even extending his current deal. So maybe it's just him, laying the facts down, going, listen, I still want out. I'd like to go back to Benfica at one point.
Why do it now?
Why publicly?
Yeah.
Well, where else is he going to let it be known?
In the boardroom.
If you turn around internally and say, I want to keep going, or I want to leave, that's fine. I am fine with that. You don't do it in the middle of the season, 7 points down. I don't care. There is no justification for it. He has to be professional about this. I don't know if he's having this Ronaldo this type of shit. Because but it's like that. It is like that. It's like that kind of interview where he's just come out of nowhere and said, I don't want to, I still want to live. But we are 7 points behind the title race. We are 7 points behind the title race. We want to win. And you are coming out with this shit. Shouldn't be anywhere near the team at the minute. And I stand by it.
It's just reactionary again. It's reactionary again. We've done all of this before with all the. There is live stream evidence of me saying a direct quote. This is me saying he can't even brush his teeth without people saying he looks upset. People are overreacting to fuck about some quotes. He said something that he probably shouldn't have said at the time, but if he wouldn't have said it now, he would have said it later. It doesn't matter about the timing. I don't really care. I don't think any of his teammates care that he wants to leave. They probably already knew that anyway. Like, I don't think it's as big of a deal as people are making it out to be. Yes, he probably should have waited. He probably should have waited. Probably. Is it going to change the fact that we are 7 points down if he does or doesn't say this? No. Is it going to affect us going forward? No. It's words. If it affects us, if it affects him, then he will be dropped. If it doesn't, he won't be dropped. It's as simple as that. I think everybody is overreacting. He's too important to this team. I'm sorry, he can't hold the bench forever. He cannot hold the bench forever. I love Gundogan. The man doesn't cut the mustard. Not anymore. He's not that guy anymore. I've seen enough of him. He just kind of sits there, just, little 7 out of 10s. I want more than that. These are big games. I want more than 7 out of 10s. I want involvements. I want game-winning actions, not just, good, innit?
I don't think Bernardo's dropped many more than 7s out of 10s this season, to be honest with you, man.
I'm giving him leeway, a little bit of leeway for Everton, because that is his first game back that he has started. And everyone else is pretty shit anyway. But that's my little bit of leeway. That was his first start.
Wherever's internet is cracking up.
Here, plug in your Ethernet cable, boss man.
Actually, yeah, go on. Give me 2 seconds. I might, yeah.
I just think everyone's being overreactionary. I don't think that these quotes change a whole lot. They just kind of, not to me at least, they just kind of tell me that, yeah, he still wants out, but it's probably not going to be to another one of the big hitters because he wants to go to Benfica, which is okay with me. Like, he's just making it known that he still wants out to the public, which, again, you could say it's bad timing, but I think everyone would kind of change their mind and go, no, maybe he signs a new contract. Well, now that's out the water because he still wants to leave. That's all it means to me.
I get it. I get what you're saying. I just don't see why he has to do it publicly. I just don't see why he has to do that publicly. Like, I get that they're just words, but Lukaku's was just words and this kind of stuff. It does mean a lot more. I think it means a lot more than just saying a few words and it doesn't mean anything. He is going to still play a massive part this season. It's not as severe as the Lukaku thing. It's nowhere near severe as the Ronaldo thing. But it wasn't necessary, is what I'm saying. It wasn't something he had to do. He wasn't cornered into doing this. He could have just said, listen, we'll talk about that at the end of the season, like most other players would. We'll talk about it come the end of the season. And he chose not to. He chose to speak about it right here, right now. And that's my only issue with it. The Bernardo thing stinks of Ronaldo. I don't think it stinks of Ronaldo at all. It's nowhere near as severe as the Ronaldo thing. Bernardo, he may hold bench on Thursday as like a minor punishment, but Bernardo will start a lot of games this season. Bernardo's still going to be an absolutely massive part, and that's all I want. I have no problem with Bernardo going in the summer. I have no issue with that. But all I want is professionalism, full application to hopefully catching Arsenal, hopefully winning a Premier League and having a good crack at the Champions League. Haven't Atletico and AC Milan shown an interest, even though the offers were derisory? Yes, they have. They weren't able to cough up the cash. This was a point where he had 3 and 4 years left in his deal. So why would, like, think about it from City's point of view as well. Why would we cough up one of our prized assets for a decreased fee because he wants out? We have a business to run as well. We have money to make. We have to keep the ship running. Our business has been nothing short of absolutely perfection since the takeover in 2008. Every move Khaldoon and the board have made has been nothing short of fantastic in terms of maximizing revenue and directing the club in a great trajectory, if you like. Why would we start selling our best players because he wants to leave and a club decide they'll come in with a cheap offer to try and take our prize asset on the basis that he wants to leave? No! I'm not fucking selling Bernardo Silva for 40 million because he's kicked up a stink and he's throwing toys out of the pram. The correct offer has to come in. If Bernardo wants to leave, what Joe said is right. Go find a club who will pay the fee. Go find a club who will adopt your wages. Bernardo Silva, he's not on low wages, and wherever he goes right now, age 28, 29, it's not going to be low wages. He's one of the best midfielders in world football. Probably top 5, top 10 midfielders in world football. We're not selling him on the cheap. We've got a business to run, mate. I think people have to understand where the club are coming from. I get what Bernardo wants, but he's not Manchester City, and he's not my priority. I care far more about my club than I do about Bernardo Silva. I love him. Dude, trust me, I love the guy. Great memories, great servant. And I feel that if all this didn't happen, and he just continued and committed his future to Manchester City, he'd go down as a club legend. He would, because he really gets the fans. He embodies Manchester City. He's got a great connection with everybody. He's one of those really lovable players. You'd hate to play against him. You love to have him in your team. But the club is still more important. The future and harmony of the team and the club is far more important. He doesn't want to be there, fine. Off you go. Thank you for everything kind of thing. We'll bring in a replacement. Perone, maybe Bellingham, Jackie G in midfield. I think it's an upsetting one. It's upsetting. It's annoying, but it's boring now, and we have to come to a solution. We have to come to a conclusion, and the conclusion more than likely will be bye Bernardo. Unfortunately, and it's not something we wanted, but. If we're being in any way optimistic or positive about it, we've had 2 years to prepare for this, haven't we? We've done this for 2 years. It's not like a shock to the system and you go, oh no, Bernardo wants to leave. No, we've known this. We've known this, people. Al Nasser, Joe, what are you on about in the chat?
It's just Day1 Millie trying to reaffirm his opinions that Ronaldo is the GOAT. And, me and Rev were on the same wavelength here of just Al Nasser. Like, come on, don't start that one.
I'll put a question to the chat. If you think Messi is the GOAT, like the stream. If you think Ronaldo is the GOAT, say it in the chat. Yeah, we're all winners, man. We're all winners.
Like the stream too while they're at it if you think Ronaldo's the GOAT.
Yeah, if you think Messi's the GOAT, like the stream, basically. We're on 77 people in the building. Keep liking if you haven't done so already. The support's been great tonight. 76 likes, absolutely fantastic. If I see Grealish go in midfield before Foden, I might be sick. The thing with Foden in midfield is it will happen. It's coming. It's absolutely coming. But Pep is a genius when it comes to timing for players. You know, he was perfect in timing Foden's introduction to the team, Foden's introduction to, Champions League, Premier League, big games, that kind of thing. So Pep spoke about it recently as well. He says Foden, yes, he's probably a future midfielder, but when the time is right, he's still got a lot more to learn. I think there's more pressure on Grealish to do well in the midfield right now than there is Phil Foden. That's just a reality. Even though Phil Foden's been at the club longer and won more leagues and all that kind of thing, more pressure on Grealish to succeed in midfield than there is Phil Foden. Do you agree?
There's more pressure on Grealish to succeed purely because of £100 million. Like, it comes with the territory. I know you're going to say, oh, he didn't choose to be £100 million. I don't care if he didn't choose to be £100 million. We paid the money for him. There is going to be natural expectation. I don't really want to go back on it, though, because we've discussed this. Foden's going to end up in midfield. I think that's a given. That is an absolute shea given. He'll be in there now, but he'll be in there in the next few years. But now, if Pep's turning around saying he's not ready to be in the midfield, this is the same man that brought Foden up, right? This is the same man who said he'll get his game time when he's ready. He has done everything with Phil Foden so far to perfection, and now people are turning around doubting him. Don't be like that.
That's what I'm saying. And that's why I said I trust Pep will get this season right. I trust every decision, like pretty well every decision Pep has made since he came to the club has been nothing short of fantastic. You know, they've all been hits. They've pretty much all worked. There's not many criticisms you can have of Pep Guardiola, which is why I believe Pep he'll fix the puzzle. He'll put the pieces together. He'll find a team that works. And I'd like to see some consistency in selection. The same starting 11 or as close to the same starting 11 week in, week out. And we move from there. We can analyze it properly from there. I don't like the situation whereby we're saying, oh, this guy can't play, or, you know, last week he played and this week he's playing. It's just a big conundrum. And it's looking like Laporte's injured now as well. So who's fit to play centre half on Thursday? Stones and Akanji? Is that what we reckon the centre half partnership will be?
I hope to God not, to be honest. No, not now. Akanji is a completely different player from the one that we let go to the World Cup. Like, that has to be a conversation as well. The fact that he has not been great on his return. It's what? Well, 3 games actually. He played Liverpool, didn't he? He's played 3 games now. He hasn't really been great. Not really. Not to the level that we knew him from before the World Cup. It's not great. It's not like a jump. Oh, now he's shit. He should never play for this club again. It's not that. But at the same time, again, he has been poor to the level that he was. And Everton caps it off, really. I mean, we could maybe even deep dive into Everton if we really want to go that far. The goal was probably majority his fault, really, if you're going to nitpick at it. The fact how he just... The strike is unbelievable, but, like, he's left Amari Gray with a little pocket inside the box for some reason, so he's just not been great. I'd like to see the reintroduction of Cancelo and Walker, the 2 fullbacks, because again, this is the thing. Rico Lewis, he's been great, but it's time for the more senior heads to come through on this one, and we need the experience, the winning mentality of the senior players to come in and get us over the line on this one. And again, Ake has just been too good, man. Ake has just been too good recently. He has to play. John Stones is obviously that guy as well. So I'd drop Akanji, man. Obviously, I'd prefer to have Laporte or Diaz available, but Diaz is definitely not available. I know Chelsea's in a couple of days, so who knows about Laporte. But if we're basing it on the fact that he's not fully available, I would still drop Akanji. I'd bring the fullbacks back in, keep Ake in there alongside Stones. I'd go with that. We need to see what was it? We were on about this consistency in the defence that we wanted to see for the remainder of the season, or for the majority of the rest of the season, where we wanted to see like almost a setback for these sorts of games, where we can build chemistry and keep clean sheets. We're 3 games back from the World Cup. We haven't kept a clean sheet yet. We played Leeds and Everton. We haven't kept a clean sheet yet. We need some stability at the back.
I agree. I think Stones and Ake. Ake's name actually slipped my mind, which is very disrespectful of me. Ake has been an unsung hero this season, hasn't he? He's been absolutely fantastic. So, and also Ake knows how to win leagues. Ake's won leagues now with us. Stones is that guy as well, as Joe said. He's won leagues, and I said this on the Big Six last night, that I wasn't disrespecting Rico Lewis or trying to discredit him, but in these crunch games, I want my experienced senior players who know how to win these games. They've been there, done that. And Joe's right. Walker and Cancelo, they have to come straight back in. Thursday night, it has to be Walker and Cancelo. And then, as Joe said, Stones and Ake. I think that's the back 4 that we have to go with. Ake is a top-level centre-back, says D1 Millie. He is. Ake is an absolute top-level centre-half that we're lucky to have. We nearly lost him last summer, didn't we? Holland FC, the team ain't what it is. Palmsy in the chat, man. Stop with the hate. It's a good title race. We're enjoying it. And I said we'll see you soon.
He's got a gherkin on his head and he's still going mad, like.
Man, we'll see you soon. We'll see Arsenal soon. What's a clean sheet? Listen, the defence has been a problem. The defence has been a problem all season. And through injuries and inconsistency in selection, this is always going to be a question mark, isn't it? I think Akanji is probably a bit of a concern. I don't think he's a major concern, but there's more reliable options in Stones and Ake, who I hope start. It's all banter. I know, Pamsy. I know it's all banter. We appreciate. We don't mind rival fans coming in if it's all love and it's all banter. We as long as you're not a dickhead, we're all good. And I don't think you're a dickhead, Pam. But listen, in terms of Thursday, what are we saying going into this? I mean, I don't think we're going to get another stream. I'll probably do a video closer to the game on Thursday. I'm going to Stamford Bridge on Thursday. I'm looking forward to a big away game. I said there's no team I'd rather play more right now than Chelsea. And that might be a crazy thing to say. I watched them yesterday. I think an angry response from Manchester City, an angry response from our players, some determination, and we could really go out and give them a hiding on Thursday. I think De Bruyne needs to pattern up. I'm on your De Bruyne hate train for the minute, or not hate, but not
We're off it. We're off it, just to be clear.
unrest, and unhappiness. He needs to pattern up. I think Haaland doesn't need to pattern up, but he needs to avoid losing his head. I mean, let's be real, people. He did lose his head in the first half against Everton. Grealish needs to improve. Mahrez needs to not be on the pitch. What are we saying? Not in terms of selection. What do you want to see on Thursday? Chelsea away. It's a massive game. Big opportunity to make a statement and a big opportunity to finally get some rhythm, confidence, momentum, the whole lot. It has to start now.
Is that a cue for me? Or are you going to take this one, Rebel? Cue for me?
Yeah,
Chelsea.
I don't know. I was something in the chat.
Chelsea. I know it's going to sound crazy because, again, we haven't kept a clean sheet against Leeds and Everton, but clean sheet, probably one of the more important things. It's about time that we got one. We didn't get one against Brentford either. We lost there. Like, it has to come soon. We have to figure out this defence, which is, again, nothing against Rico Lewis. He's played incredibly well, but he's not, like, I don't want him playing the running. Because, again, if we're on about consistency, are you really throwing in Rico Lewis for the rest of the season when there's a title on the line? No, you're not. No, no matter how good he's been, you don't just stick him in there and go, yeah, title on the line, you're there. You're starting. You're the new guy. Like, it doesn't happen. And we need the senior faces in. It'd be nice to have a fully fit squad. I don't know what that's like either. I haven't really experienced that in my time doing this, but it's whatever. We deal with what we've got. But yeah, man, it's got to be a win. We have to essentially win every single game unless Arsenal completely collapse and leave us a bit of room to fuck up ourselves. I think obviously the two for the title race is the two Arsenal games, because if we don't beat them there and take 6 points off them there, then realistically it's close to done because you're relying on Arsenal more than yourselves. But it all starts with Chelsea back to back. It's going to be tough. Of course, I'd rather win the game in the Premier League than the FA Cup. I know the FA Cup's a trophy, and as it stands right now, we've more chance of winning the FA Cup because that's in our hands. But 3 points, I won the 3 points. I want to keep this title race alive. Again, we've been through the defence. Walker, Cancelo, Ake, Stones. Just have that as a defence. Put Rodri in front of them. Best holding midfielder in Europe. I'll have none of this Casemiro shite. Absolutely none of it.
Are we opening up that debate, Joe? Are we?
I'm having absolutely none of it. He can go and hold his Thursday night football next season, yeah?
Joe, make the statement. Make the statement for the camera. People can clip it up if they want. Joe's about to make a statement here. Joe, who is the best centre-back in Europe?
Centre-back? What are we doing?
Or centre mid. Start the clip again.
Do again. Hang on.
Forget your recording. Hit record now, people. Joe, who is the best central defensive midfielder in Europe?
It's Rodri. Rodri is miles better than Casemiro. He is miles better, has been for the last 2 years, and I'll hear none of it.
There you go, people.
It's straight factual information. Of course, when you're doing your all-time, when you're going back, of course it's Casemiro. He's won, 5 Champions Leagues? It's crazy. But the last couple of years, it's Rodri, and I'm hearing none of this Casemiro shit.
I love it, Joe. Back your guy. I love that. Whenever I back Rodri, people are like, oh, you're disrespecting Casemiro. And Thomas Partey. Listen, Thomas Partey's been absolutely class this season. He's been class. But over the last 2 years, I made a video on it the other day. I said Rodri. And I love that me and Joe, for some reason, we don't always agree on things where we argue a lot, me and Joe, when we're on stream together. But it's all love. We're brothers. Me and Joe are in agreement. Big up Rodri. The hand of Rod, says Dano. Big up Partey. Big up Rodri. Big up Casemiro. But Rodri's the king right now. Rodri's the main man in town. Revel, stake your claim in this conversation.
This is from a former Rodri. What would the word be? I wouldn't say hater.
Hater. No, it's hater. You said he was shit. It's hater.
We go hater. Okay, we'll go hater. It's from former Rodri hater and Fernandinho enthusiast. Let's bring it back to Leicester and the Community Shield when he kind of fucked up a little bit. I said he might not be the solution. He might not be that earth Fernandinho. He's no bite about him. He hasn't got the dog in him. My God, I was wrong. By Jesus Christ, I was wrong, right? So in the last, since we've come back, I've seen Rodri square up to at least 5 man and beat them every single time. He made Fabinho's bitch, and he's just, even just on a football level, the man's a cut above everyone. Taking out Everton again, everyone was shit. He's a cut above everybody. You're not beating him. I haven't seen the man have his pants down again. Barron Everton, I've not seen that man with his pants around his ankles in the last year. Like last season, he was our best player. The best player in a title-winning team was a holding midfielder. When the fuck do you hear that? When the fuck do you ever hear that the best player in a title-winning team, a team who got to the last stage of the Champions League and the last stage of cup semi-final, when is their best player ever a holding midfielder? When? He kept Fernandinho out of the team. I understand Fernandinho's knees are made of chocolate at that point, but you have to look at it. He wasn't being displaced. Calvin Phillips would be on the form of his life. He wouldn't be taking Rodri all the time. Calvin Phillips would be 100% fit all the time. He wouldn't get near Rodri. No one gets near Rodri. Do you think I'm taking Casemiro over Rodri? Not a fucking chance. Do you think I'm taking Thomas Partey over Rodri? Not a fucking chance. I remember it was back when we signed Rodri. It was Partey and Rodri in the same team. Who are we taking? You're taking Rodri. You're still taking Rodri. You're going to continue to take Rodri because he doesn't need that little cushion of protection anymore. That's what that was my main gripe. He needed a cushion of protection, which is why we started with Fernandinho on the pivot in the lockdown year. But he came over. He grew over. He is now the best holding midfielder in the world. With bar none. You're psycho if you say anything else.
People are too quick to just disregard City players. They're just too quick, yeah? Everyone was praising Rodri, and then Partey starts coming into the conversation. Then Casemiro signs for Man United, and all of a sudden he's the best defensive midfielder in the Premier League. I love Casemiro. I think he's class. Rodri, I'm with Joe and Dara. The three of us are in agreement on something for once. And Free Mully makes a good point there. He says, Casemiro sliding tackles against Nottingham Forest at OT ain't fooling me. Big up Free Mully with the facts. Casemiro is still at his peak. Casemiro is yet to wow me for Manchester United, and that's just me being real. He's what?
I wouldn't go that far personally. I think
no. Listen, what he's added stability. He's added something that they haven't had for a long time. But Rodri has been wowing. Rodri has been showing levels for a long time now in the Premier League. I think 2 years. Rodri has been one of, if not our best player. You haven't watched him then. I haven't watched him enough.
No, hold on. It's so much just come onto my head right now. You can't have a team that's won 4 out of 5 Premier Leagues and not have a single player that's best in their position. I'm fucking sorry. It's not on. Does my fucking tits in. John Costa, you know what? I love you, man, but come on. Be fucking for real. Be fucking for real.
I have to agree with Joe. Do you know what I find funny is when we're talking about the best Premier League 11 at the minute, right? Everyone's quick to disregard City players. The only City player that makes it in, objectively, is the one player who hasn't won anything, and it's Haaland. It's crazy, man. Like we've seen this thing on Twitter for years where we're like, City have won 4 out of 5, but they don't have the best player in any of the positions apparently. Like you look at Liverpool, best right back.
They don't have the best manager either. They don't have the best manager either. Fuck right off.
So
we have the most trophies in the last 4 or 5 years, but none of the best attributes, none of the best assets, players, manager, none of them are the best. Free Mully once again with more facts. Odegaard better than KDB already after 15 games. I thought I've heard it already. Odegaard's already a better player than Kevin De Bruyne because Arsenal are top of the league and they've had a good first third of the season. Fuck off! Honestly, I'm not hearing it.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Boys, I just want to go back one more time. Right? We've seen the greatest centre half of all time without a doubt hooked earlier, so that brought me back to what I was thinking. Alisson, I think we are all in agreement, is the best goalkeeper in the league. But Liverpool fans, and not only Liverpool fans, but Jurgen Klopp at the start of the season had the gall, he did the chest to turn around and say we have the best goalkeeper, the best right back, the best centre back, the best left back, the best holding midfielder, the best.
It wasn't just best centre back either. It was best centre back partnership.
Pairing.
There you go. John Stones. Oh Jesus, John Stones shits on any other Liverpool defender. Best left back, best holding midfielder, best defensive striker, best winger, best inside forward, best whatever. and you have won one league in 7 years, Jurgen Klopp. One league in 7 years, my brother, and now you have man calling for your head. You have man calling for your head constantly. Constantly. What is it? 4 trophies in 7 or 8 years after spending 200 million in the last 2 years alone. 200 million on players like Jota, who is a man who's sitting on a rehab table constantly because he's always injured. Nunes, did you see that man in the last few weeks? He is shit. He's gonna be good. I do stand by he's gonna be good. But I said this about Werner. Once he starts out as finishing, he'll be fine. Werner's back in Germany. Werner's gone back to Germany. Like this could end up being one of the biggest flop signings ever. And not like people are paying attention to it, but people are also like me. I'm being a hypocrite here. I turn around saying he will end up being good because I am saying I do think he'll come good. He has too many good attributes to not be a good Premier League player. But the man's a striker and can't finish. The man put it out for a throw-in here. Like.
No, but you're forgetting. He's chaotic, so he's allowed. He's fun and he's chaotic.
He's
everything you just said, forget it, because Nunes is fun and chaotic. So he gets a pass for not scoring goals. Apparently, you don't have to score goals if you're fun and chaotic. I saw a Liverpool fan do a video recently saying, "Yeah, Haaland scores goals and Nunes doesn't, but Haaland's boring and Nunes is fun." And he's being serious. He's like, Nunes is fun. He's chaotic. You know, he's exciting to watch. I don't give a fuck how fun he is. If he's not putting the ball in the back of the net, he holds bench. You spent 85 million on this guy to be fun. Go to fucking Thorpe Park if you want to have fun.
Spent 85 million on a man who likes trains and clock towers. Like, this is awful.
Go on a night out with your mates if you want to have fun. Don't spend 85 million on a striker. That's not fun for me.
It's crazy.
If Haaland was stinking, I wouldn't be calling it fun. I'd be saying this is shit. This one here is shit.
He got a man of the match against Aston Villa for being fun and chaotic and causing problems. Like, it's the most charity man of the match you've ever seen. It's a load of bollocks. He is unbelievably shit in front of goal. No composure, no finishing. There was one I thought he genuinely went out for a throw-in. He went out for a goal kick, but I thought it went out for a throw-in at first, and I couldn't believe my eyes. But again, he's fun, he's chaotic, he's a good watch. I love watching him. I will agree, he is very fun to watch because I can't stop myself but laughing from whenever he's played through in front of goal because I have no idea where the fuck it's going to end up. It could end up Rosette, it could end up by the corner flag, it could end up in the top corner. Like, he scored one, but again, he lives offside. Again, he's like Timo Werner. He has, like, property. He owns property in the offside position. Like, it's ridiculous. I love watching him. He's the funny. What do you call him, Revel? The funniest baller ever. The funniest footballer.
Just to be clear, being the only man I would trade was to have seen that man alive, right? I've seen him alive in the flesh. Andy Cullen and Pat Hazard will attest to this. When he was running through on goal, you know the one where he puts out for a throw in, everyone is like that. Everyone sat there watching it like, this is going to go in. This is going to be 3-3. And that's about the fucking balls, right? Oh my God, he fucks it out for a throw in. And South Stand erupts and laughed at, and you're just a shit Andy Carroll. One of the greatest moments of all time because he is, like, again, I stand by it. Bear in mind, I stood by this with Werner and Sancho as well, that they're going to come good, so get your insults in while you can. This man will probably come good. And that might be a pessimist looking at Liverpool's big sign saying he's going to come good eventually. Maybe he won't, but I'm going to stand by that. I think he will. He is so funny. He causes problems, fine. No one will ever match the comedic effect of Darwin Núñez. Like, what is it like to be a Penguin? You know what I mean? Like, what is it like?
I've just said that Darwin Núñez, every time he touches the ball, the PA system in every single football stadium, wherever he's at, should just play the Benny Hill theme whenever he touches the ball. Like, that's how funny it is, because you don't know where it's going to end up. Like, he plays with Timberlands on times 10, and he has zero composure whatsoever. He's one of the funniest. It's the funniest time to play football. It's like he's won a charity, like he's won a raffle to be a Liverpool FC player for a day. Like, it's hilariously bad. Like, again, I'm saying all this shit now because I agree he probably will come good, because to me it just feels inevitable. I mean, I know United spent that much on Maguire and he's not any good, but it feels like whenever you spend that much on a player, they're probably going to turn out to be at least half decent, and he probably will turn out to be good. Because we had this conversation with James Redmond a few months ago when we had him on that he's a young player. He is very young. People just forget that because of the price tag and the fact that Haaland also came in and he's hit the ground running. So I kind of expect him to come good. But oh my days, I have to laugh now because I don't want to miss my chance. It is so funny.
Listen, first of all, did Haaland appear on screen? We got a super chat here from Second City Saint. He did?
He did.
Yeah, listen, people, when Haaland appears on screen, it's super chat time. Big up Second City Saint with a $10 donation. We appreciate all of our super chats. He says, Nunes is just a poor man's Haaland. And I'm sure you'll all remember in the summertime, and after they won the Champions League Community Shield, we were told that Nunes was going to be absolutely dunk on Haaland, and he was going to exceed all expectations and make Haaland his bitch. Nunes was going to lead Liverpool. He was going to fill the void that Mane left behind him and lead Liverpool to all the trophies. The team that just missed out on quadruple. Nunes was going to fix that. And now look where we are. Now they're walking away. Listen, I admire Liverpool fans because they're able to walk away from games having watched Darwin Nunes and go, oh no, but he's fun and chaotic. So listen, I enjoyed myself tonight. I had a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun because my new shit Andy Carroll is missing the target and putting it out for throw-ins. I had great fun. Chaotic, yeah. I love chaos. No,
unless your name's Grizz, who walked out before the game had even finished tonight.
Yeah, listen, Grizz, man.
Shout out that man. Only Murray only does that at balls games.
I don't leave early, man. I don't leave early. Listen, Grizz, man, he walked out of the stadium a bit early tonight. We gave Toby stick for that not so long ago. Maybe Grizz will get his. But listen, big up Second City Same for the super chat. We appreciate all of our super chats. And if you don't want to send a super chat, but you want to show love, just hit the like button. It's free to do, and do subscribe to the channel if you're new. We're on the road to 5K to support the new people in the building tonight. It's great to see all of you new people that we've never seen before. Even if you're a rival fan or you don't support City, we love you coming in, giving your thoughts and showing love. This is what the community is about. These streams are for you to come in and give your thoughts. We'll have a laugh with you. We'll have a chat about whatever's going on in the world of football. Huddersfield Town Fan TV says, get Klopp out. Klopp's lost the plot, man. Klopp's lost the plot. I won't even lie. What have you seen his quotes and his comments these days about playing Monopoly? He's playing board games. Or he wasn't invited to play a board game or something, and he's unhappy with that. What's up with that?
Oh, it's unbelievable.
Excuses, man. He is playing one.
The book's
board
back
game,
out. He's back out. He's making his appearance once again. The book of excuses. The Brentford's third goal shouldn't have stood because Konate, big 6'4" fucking con artist, fell over his own feet.
That we had this talk there in the general chat earlier to Discord. You know those fake news people use, like the Van Disney and the Pesci and the Panaldo kind of thing, right? One of my favorite ones is only a new one. It's con artist, and had me rolling. Con artist is really good. I was actually really, whoever came up with that, genuinely, raise your hands up. Fair play, man. But the Klopp is playing a ball game. It's called the Wheel of Excuses, and he's pulled out the my 6'4" centre half shouldn't have been breathed on in the wrong way by, was it Mbuemo?
Yeah,
Mbuemo. So Mbuemo is about, I'd like to say, our height, about 5'9", 5'10", and he put his hand on Konate. Konate falls like a ton of bricks, and Mbuemo finishes.
He fell over his own feet. I'm hearing none of it.
Look, there's a very slight push, as in a gust of wind would have taken you down before the push. But he's going down. As soon as he feels out like that, he's going down. And Klopp's had the gall to come out and say it comes down to this umbrella term of clear and obvious. It's not clear and obvious. There's no error. There's no error. If it's an error from Konate, it should be deducted another goal because he is pants. He literally, man, ended up on the floor. Fella ended up on the floor when someone our height went like this to him.
He's used the excuse of that should be a foul because my player fell over. Not to do with the fact that Brentford absolutely piped them and had the ball in the net another couple of times that didn't count. It was, no, my 6'4" centre back fell over. Even if that goal doesn't count, it's still 2-1 and Brentford are still winning the game.
I didn't see the game. I was at work tonight. I was just getting reactions in the Big Six group chat. People were laughing at Grizz and whatnot. But my thing is, people are letting Liverpool away too lightly here. People are letting Liverpool away without enough criticism. Do you know that? Because, like I said, they were on for a quadruple. And at the start of this season, after they failed to get the quadruple, like Rebel alluded to, best goalkeeper, best centre half pairing, best right back, best left back, best water boy, best fans, best chip shop lady, best everything.
Tea lady.
And now all of a sudden we're in a position whereby they're what is it, 6th, 7th the table. They got slapped up by Brentford, and their shiny new toy Darwin Núñez is putting it out for throw-ins more than he's hitting the back of the net. At what point do we start criticizing them? At what point do we say, like, how has they got to this point? What are you showing now?
I can't
Listen,
read that.
like Joe said, they got piped. Listen, Joe's right, man. They got piped, and it's long. It's long for Liverpool. Can Cody Gakpo fix things up for Liverpool? I don't think so. I think there's a lot more problems at Liverpool Football Club. I still can't believe. I'm still salty that they beat us in Anfield. What are the thoughts?
I mean, they can Cody. I like that point. Can Cody Gakpo fix things? He can't fix the fact that they've conceded 3 to Brighton, and the greatest centre half of all time has been hooked at half time. He can't solve that. That's not a Gakpo problem. That's not a Gakpo-sized problem they can fix. Yeah, it can help going forwards, maybe taking the chances that Núñez keeps failing to put away. But he can't fix that defence. He can't. That's not his job. They need something else there. Jordan Henderson stealing midfield. Naby Keita was playing tonight. I didn't think he was still a professional footballer, if I'm going to be honest. I hadn't seen him in ages. Like,
I forgot about him.
So did I. And then I see him on the TV screen. I'm like, what the fuck? He's still here. He's still going. He's supposed to be leaving at the end of the season. Like,
I said the same about the Ox. The exact same about the Ox when I saw him come on against us.
It's wild. Just the fall off is crazy. What do you say? They're 6th or 7th. There's also, like, I don't know what to say, man. They should be getting more stick, but I'm kind of reluctant to give them stick over this one because even we lost to Brentford. Like, so it's kind of hard to go.
CB
lost to
says that in the
Brentford.
chat. CB says that too. We got slapped by Brentford too. I get it. We got slapped by Brentford, or we got beaten by Brentford. But there's much more. There's more context to it. We're still in a title race. We have not had a fall from grace the way Liverpool have, and it's not as if Liverpool have had all their best players taken off them and they haven't reinvested. They have tried to reinvest, but they invested poorly. That's just the bottom line. The decisions they made have been hilarious. The positions they're in now is absolutely hilarious. But listen, enough on Liverpool because it's not a Liverpool stream. It's not a Liverpool channel. But we'll talk about them whenever they slip up. Every time they slip up, we will talk because we'll be there to laugh. We were laughing tonight at Darwin Noodles, and we'll be there to laugh again. Any closing thoughts? I think we'll wrap up the stream quite soon. Is there anything else we need to talk about?
I don't really think so, unless you want to touch on. I mean, Matisse has been and gone. We kind of touched on Chelsea a little bit. Tottenham lost to Villa. My days.
Shit.
Tottenham.
I actually do have something. About that match.
Do you have Harry Kane's stat? Do you have the Harry Kane stat?
Well, where it took him 39 minutes or something to get his first touch, right?
It wasn't 39. It took him 19 point something minutes to have a touch in the game. 20 minutes for Harry Kane to get a touch of the football at home to Aston Villa. Are you mad?
And it was probably him dropping deep.
And I genuinely can't believe that.
My little comment on this is, this goes back. This take goes back years, right? As in, back when I was still in school, I always had my take that Hugo Lloris is a bag of shit, right? I've said it since before I won the World Cup, and I've kept it up. I've kept this hater narrative for years, and it's finally coming to a head here. Graham Souness said he's 18 months past his expiry date. He's been gone for about 3 or 4 years. Easy, right? I was willing to give him a pass for a few years. He's arse now. He always has a mistake in him, right? You saw the World Cup stats every time. I don't think he's had one penalty in the shootout that he came up against, right? He is awful goalkeeper, and I've seen him thrown in with best goalkeeper in the league debates numerous times. He's arse. He is shit, and I'm so happy that people are finally like smelling the coffee. I know Joe did. I think Joe was always on my side, but I've held this agenda for years, since before the junior side years. Like, this has been a long time.
It's the history of the Tottenham. They are awful. I remember at the start of the season, everyone was going, "Yeah, title charge." Oh,
This would be
I genuinely, I don't think they will beat us. They are that bad. Like, at least last year you go, yeah, Conte and come on. This year, different level. Title charge. I think Hugh Murray put him in the title charge in the conversation at the start of the season.
I hold my hands up. I fucked up.
You know what? Bad. No one let us put Southampton down in that video, and now they're going down. We predicted it last year. They're fucked now.
Listen, Tottenham stink right now, okay, and it's quite sad because I really like Antonio Conte, but I don't know what Conte was expecting. I really don't know what he's expecting. Like Conte is a manager who needs investment right here, right now. He needs to be given everything that he wants to thrive, and he's not being given that at Tottenham. We know Daniel Levy's track record and Enix's track record with previous managers. You know, Jose and Pochettino, two really good managers, top managers, and they weren't given what they wanted. The wheels fell off, that shit, the fan there, etc., etc. I don't know what Conte expected, and now they're in a rut. His contract expires, I think, at the end of the season. They're talking about extension. I think it's more likely that Conte walks. I think you could see Conte leave Tottenham. Levy out and Enoch out. Listen, I couldn't give a shit about Tottenham right now, other than from the fact that we're playing them in 2 weeks, and they generally give us an annual spanking, don't they? Or they take the piss out of us in some shape or form. So we'll laugh until that moment comes. But listen, we've been streaming for going up to 2 hours, I think, at some point soon. So we're probably going to call it a day now. We've had some of our biggest numbers in a live watch or a live stream for a long time. So big up to all of you who've come in. I've got a video coming out straight after this stream about the Bernardo Silva situation. So turn on the notification bell so you don't miss that. And when that comes out, just leave a like on the Bernardo video. The support, like I said, has been fantastic. A lot of new people coming in. We're growing in subscribers. There's new faces all the time, basically. The community is growing the way we've always wanted to. So big love to all of you who are consistently showing love. It does not go unnoticed. We will be back with more live streams very soon. Like I said, probably after every game week or every round of Premier League fixtures, we will come back and go live. You guys do come back and give your thoughts. We love hearing what you've had to say. Some funny takes, some good takes tonight. But videos every day, daily uploads, sometimes twice a day too. So stay tuned for that. Once again, big love. If you're watching on playback, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Getting so close to 5K now. Big celebration when we hit 5K. It'll be a big achievement for us and for all of you who have been part of the community for a while. 5K will be a big number for us. We're very excited to hit that. So smash the like button, hit the subscribe button, notification bell. Keep the faith, Blues. If you're a City fan, don't panic. Keep the faith. Long way to go. Prem soon come. Prem soon come, I reckon. Wrap her up, Joe. Good night. God bless.
Listen to your heart, tell me who you wanna be. We can always start to believe. Listen to your heart, tell me that you understand, 'cause you are the one for me. If you just believe, 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 Listen to your heart. Tell me who you wanna be. We can always start to believe. Listen to your heart. Tell me that you understand.